Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I pray everyone is having a beautiful, blessed Saturday in the mighty name of Jesus. Y'all had to think about that. I know what today is because I'm off work. But if you have not said it already, let's say it together. Thank you, Jesus, for another day. It is indeed a blessing to be alive, y'all. Yes, it is. It is. It is. So, of course, as you can see, I'm out and about. I'm doing my little Saturday errands. I'm gonna head to Ross. My daughter is here, so my youngest daughter from college, so she made it in from Chicago. So praise be to God. To God be the glory for all that He has done, He's doing, and all that He's about to do in all of our lives. But she was telling me on the plane, there were a few people, of course, they were just about to land, and she said it was a few people she noticed seemed like they were just sort of anxious. And I told her, I said, a lot of times, well, I didn't tell her. She told me. She said, I don't know. Said there was a gentleman in front of me. She said he kept, checking, looking out the window, and but they were about, the plane was about to land. Like literally, it was about to land. And I said, well, what can happen? This is what I said. I said, seem like that's much more safer because you're almost on the ground, touching down on the ground. And she said, no, sometimes that's one, some of the planes, whatever. And I said, well, you covered. Your planes that you own are covered by Jesus. We already plead the blood of Jesus over those planes. So, anyway, she was just saying she noticed that. And then not only that man, but she said it was a lady that was just seemed like they were just like, okay, we're ready to land. So, everybody deal with stuff differently. I don't know, maybe it was their first time flying, maybe it wasn't, maybe they were just looking forward to seeing a loved one. It could have been multiple, could have been a bunch of stuff. But I was, we just have to continue to pray for one for another. That's all we can do. It's the most we can do. It's a lot. So, not making fun of nobody or making light of their situation, and then, it's a lot of people who deal with that. They deal with anxiety. So, but that's from the pit of hell. That ain't nothing that you've been diagnosed with. That ain't nothing that, this is what I know. That's from the pit of hell. Any of those things, that's not, no, God don't want us to be anxious about nothing. So, doctors give us this give people medicine, for different things, this, that, and the other. And y'all, I remember years ago, it's been a while ago. It's probably when I was it was probably shortly after me and my late husband got married. I want to say, yeah, I was young. I was maybe early 30s, something like that. But I remember going to the doctor, and at the time, I think we were sort of on, I can't remember, y'all. We didn't have, like Blue Cross insurance or whatever. We were sort of on, because that's when our babies were real young. And so I was sort of on, I can't think of what you call it. So I was getting government assistance, if you will, with the health insurance, is what I'm trying to say. I can't remember, I don't even remember what you call it. But the insurance that I was using. But was it Medicaid or Medicaid? I don't know. But anyway, that's what I think that's what I was using, and so, or utilizing. And so I went to because I was going to a health center. That's where I was going, and that's where a lot of people went, to get medications, birth control, stuff for your baby. Because I was on WIC. Yeah, I was on WIC. So I would get, the vouchers for the milk, and I think, we used to get milk, cereal. Y'all, I had forgot all about that. We used to get milk, cereal. I think you got eggs with it. A certain type of cereal you could get. I don't know how it is now. But I know it was milk, egg, cereal. What else they would let you get? There'll be a few other choice items, but everything that they allowed you to get, you know, on that voucher. It wasn't no junk food. Like, it was food, you know, it was, yeah. You couldn't just, I think it was cheese. Yeah, you could get cheese. And y'all, to be honest, I remember looking forward to when that, you know, we get the new voucher or whatever, because I'll be like, whew, we were out of milk, you know, we'd be out of cereal, eggs or whatever, and that was actually food. We utilized that. Like, we didn't waste it. So that was a blessing. It really was. So anyway, I was like, yeah, thank you, Lord. But yeah, I don't, you know, now I don't know, but that's been so many years ago. But I think now it's no longer vouchers. It's, I think it's more so, it's just a card. I think it's that EBT card, I think, or whatever you call it. But anyway, yeah, that just came back to my memory, right, about that. But going back to the insurance, I was going back and forth, you know, going to the doctor, and I had went to the health center doctor, in which they were doctors, you know, they were RNs, doctors, whatever. But I had told the lady I was experiencing, y'all, it's crowded out here today. I was telling the lady that I was experiencing some type of, I don't even think I said anxiety. I think I told her I couldn't sleep. You know, I was giving her different symptoms, what was going on with me. And so anyway, she gave me some medicine. And so the medicine that she gave me, it was causing me, I think it was causing me not to sleep, if I recall correctly. Or maybe it was allowing me to sleep too heavy. I can't remember, y'all. But I remember reading on the medication, it had on there hallucinations, may experience hallucinations, may experience grogginess or heavy, what is it? You know, just you feel real heavy. I think it said grogginess, or I don't think it said grogginess. It said another word. But anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. So anyway, it had all these different symptoms, and I didn't take the medicine long, but I took it, you know, for a little bit, and it made me feel so weighed down, and I couldn't, like I said, I'm trying to remember if I couldn't sleep. I think I was able to sleep, but I felt, my body just felt weird. And see, even then, God had his hand on me. He didn't want me to take that mess. And so all I had to do was pray. And nothing was wrong with me. Nothing's wrong with me now. It was just mainly, you know, it was all in my head. You know, I was just dealing with life, dealing with, you know, issues of, you know, a lot of stuff I was battling demons and all type of stuff from family, you know, generational curses, whatever. So I didn't even understand any of that then. I really didn't. So I was like, and see, that's what happens, y'all. I'm talking to somebody. That's what happens. A lot of people go and they get medicated because, see, they don't understand what's going on. They don't understand that, okay, this is deeper than medicine. And that's why a lot of them get, you know, addicted to the medicine. A lot of them they get so dependent upon that medication because it's suppressing, and it ain't curing nothing. It ain't making nothing better. It's actually making it worse. But for that person, okay, you know, it's a temporary fix. You know, okay, I feel better. You know, yeah, you feel better as long as you medicated. But yeah, I remember that. And then there was another time, another event that happened when I had found out I was losing my job. That was back in 2009. And I was trying to hide it from my parents. My stepfather said because every time he would bring up about, you know, my job, that's when they had eliminated my position at Blue Cross Blue Shield back in. And so I didn't want him to know. For whatever reason, I just didn't want them to know. You know, I was just trying to get through whatever. Because me and him, reason it even was a thing, because me and him always talked about my job. And so I tell him, you know, who I seen, or because some of the people I work with, you know, with church people or whatever, and I just be talking to, you know, sharing stuff with my stepfather. And so he told me, he said, so every time he would bring, hello my YouTube family and friends, I'm back. I think the video cut off because my son called, but I'm back. His tire he got a flat on his tire, and so he called me. We always call each other, y'all, because we ain't got nobody else to call. To be honest. But he said, Mama, at first I thought he was playing. He said, Mama, he said, I got a flat almost literally, I think he said 4, 5, 6 minutes from work, y'all. And he caught a flat. So anyway, he said he think he just, mainly just hit, or he ran over something. But I asked him, I said, had the car, because he went to work yesterday, and I said, was the car riding funny yesterday? He said, nope. He said literally this just happened. So anyway, it's in God's hands, y'all. I'm not gonna worry about it. Enemy wants you to be worried about it. And I told him, I said, every time I try to save money, I said, it seems like I just can't. I try to, okay, I'm gonna do this with, hey, God able us to make it, so we spend it and just go on. God will take care of the rest. I'm not gonna be thinking like that, because when you think like that, you're not allowing God to do what he gonna do. So we gotta quit. I was listening to somebody talking about that on the video. Said, quit trying to think you know the outcome. Quit trying to predict the outcome. How is this gonna work out this way? No, you don't know how it's gonna work out. Literally, God can bless you just like that. Just snap of, just quick, suddenly things can change. So I'm not complaining. I'm thankful. I'm thankful I got a job. I'm thankful that when things do come up and happen, I'm thankful I have a job to pay for them. That's a blessing. It really is. So anyway, that's why the Lord is teaching, and that's what he's teaching us in this season, y'all. Well, teaching me and my children. And I do pass it on to them how, just don't be spending impulsively. Just buying stuff just to buy it. And generally when I buy stuff, it's stuff we need, like the food, stuff like that. Of course, gas in the car, but I don't just go out and, like I said, I have money, but I don't have, I don't just go, like, I ain't trying to go to Walmart. I ain't trying to go to, I just came out of Ross, so I was able to find me a dress to wear to church tomorrow, but that dress was only, I think it was $19.99. I was looking at one that was $14.99. And then it was one, I think it was $16, and I was like, ooh, all of y'all, they don't change, and that's what threw me out too. I went in the store, and y'all know I go in Ross all the time, and I went in there, and they don't change that whole store around. And so the dresses for ladies, ladies dresses, they on the other side of the store. They're like across from where they were at. So I was like, I'm walking in the store so confident. And I'm like, and it took me straight to the women underwear, because where the dresses were, that's where the women underwear at now. So anyway, I gotta remember that next time I go in there. But I haven't been in there, and so I didn't go last week. I think it's been about 2 weeks since I've been in there. So anyway, it looked nice in there. It looked real nice. It ain't congested or nothing. It's a free flow, free walking in out the aisle. So they did a good job, or they doing a good job. But yeah, I went in there just walking in there like I always do. I'm like, okay, going to the dresses, medium. wrong. So I was like, where are the dresses at? And they were I literally had walked past them. So anyway, and they had a bunch of dresses, y'all. They had a bunch. So where they have the dresses now, I don't know if they've always, had that many dresses, but like it's just thousands of dresses now. So it was just it was nice. That was nice, and that was a quick in and out too. So anyway, going back to my to my son, he's very responsible, y'all, and I just thank the Lord for how he's blessed me and my children. Here we were, I'm talking about myself. Here I was thinking some months back that I couldn't afford to get my, how I'm gonna get my daughter here. We got to get her. She got to fly home. She got to fly back. And God said, I got y'all. So I'm so thankful because of that. God is so good, y'all. And if we just trust him, He will make what the little we think we have, he'll make it more. He'll make it more. So I'm thankful for that. I really am thankful we got a place to live now, a nice place to live. I'm thankful we got a car. I got a car now. My son got a car. You know, it's just like God is literally restoring everything that the enemy thought he took from us. And to be honest, I'm thankful I don't have that SUV no more, because I couldn't afford it. That Infiniti, I couldn't afford that. I couldn't. You know, if I had to do it over again, I would have made a better decision on purchasing a car. But I still say, even though, you know, the car payments were a little steep on it, we needed that car for here. We needed that car to get here. We needed a new car. We needed a reliable car, or SUV. I mean, we needed it. We did. So, to God be the glory, you know. I didn't have it, but what, a year, well, 2 years, I think. But it's okay. It served its purpose. And anyway, but going back to him, that's why I always encourage you all, as well as myself, you know, let's not complain, because things could be, that's why I was telling him, I said, things could be a whole lot worse. You know, we thinking, while you think, or I think we dealing with something, somebody else dealing with something way worse. Somebody ain't even got a car. Just like I didn't used to have a car. You know, somebody don't have a job. You know, they don't have money to, you know, pay anything with. They don't have money. So everybody's situation is different. It really is. So I'm thankful. I am. And like I said, God is continuing to continuously blessing us every day, every second. I give him all his honor, his glory, and his praise forever. I do. But going back to my youngest daughter, so when we were living with the lady from church, so, you know, I was just thinking, okay, how do, and that's why my mind, see, the enemy wanted me distracted, because I kept saying to my mind, well, how I can't afford, I can't afford to fly her, you know, back and forth, you know, but literally I could, you know, I had money. It's just managing the money. That's what it is. And so even with this time, because her flights, they're not that much. Like we don't get one way anymore, because I mean round trip anymore. We get one way because you know, I'm sure we're paying the same thing, but we just here lately we've just been getting, like, I think the last time we did a round trip was when she came out for Christmas, because she was going to be here a lot longer. But like for spring break, like she's going to be here for a few weeks, and then she'll go back, and then of course the next time will be summer, and then so yeah, I think that's the only time we literally invest in a round trip, and that's usually like $500. The ticket is, the tickets are, I can't remember, 500, something like that. So me and my son, youngest son, we always pitch in and help and get her, pay for that. And then she had to have an Uber, because she had to have the Uber to pick her up from her college. And so, of course, she don't need one when she get here, because we pick her up. But so it's just a matter, it's just a matter of managing money, managing it well. And like I said, what's the scripture say? The Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ, which strengthens me. So yeah, we gotta quit saying you can't do stuff. God will make a way for you to do it. And he know what we gotta deal with and go through and stuff. But we just gotta give it to him and quit trying to. But that's what I was doing. I was trying to do it, and so that's why I was so still relying on my late husband's family and stuff, because I was like, why they can't help us? And God said, they don't need to. You don't need nobody to help you but me. But he literally told me that, spoke that in my spirit. He said, what do you want them to help you for? You don't need no help from them. I got y'all. He got all of us. But we get so dependent upon man, and we want man to help us, and you know, I need this, I need that. But God said, I got everything you need. I own everything. But we gotta be led by him. And that's what now, y'all, it's just been smooth since I let it go. And I, like this time with her coming here for spring break, you know, I was like, okay. And she sent me, and it feel good to, you know, since I'm single now, but that feel good to have the money in the bank to, you know, say, okay, here go your money for your plane ticket, you know, to have it. That feels very good, you know, because there was a time, you know, we didn't have it. I didn't have it. Or how much, you know, how am I going to pay that, you know, or give her the money for that. She texted me. I paid for the plane ticket. It's been paid for. It was paid for, I think, we paid for it last week. I think it was last week. Early part of last week, or it could have been over the weekend. I can't remember, y'all. But anyway, it's been paid for. But it was her Uber. So the Uber is generally like $50. It can range from $50 to sometimes it can be like $100. It just depends. So this time it was 50. I think it was $52. So anyway, she always get a nice Uber driver. So we don't figure it out, you know, what to do, how to do it, and you know, she's gotten real accustomed to flying, and she know what time to get there, and she always pick an early flight. You know, she said, Mom, I like doing the early ones. Don't nobody hardly be in line. You don't have to deal with lines and stuff. But so yeah, God, who said, you know, what you worried about? I got the whole world in my hands. And y'all, that's one thing I believe in now. I don't think I've ever believed in it as much as I do now, but it's tithing. And I've been seeing a lot of videos about not tithing. God speaks about that in His Word, in His Holy Word. Read, it's in, what's that book? Is it Malachi? I think it's Malachi. But he talks about that. But I've been seeing a lot of pop-up videos talking about tithing is in helping the homeless. Yeah, it can be. That's a form of it. But I mean, that's a form of helping people. But I don't know about tithing. I don't know about that part. I'm not real. I don't know about that. But I do know God wants us to, the money that we make, and that's why a lot of times we don't have money. You know, we can't stretch our money, or we don't seem to have enough money. It's because we're not giving back to Him. You know, and then a lot of people say, well, you know, we always got an excuse. Well, I ain't in no church. I can't. Who I'm a tithe to? You know, we the reason I'm talking about this, y'all, because I don't say this stuff before. You know, who I'm a tithe to? But literally, God is my witness. We were not in a church when we first moved here. I'm not bragging. I'm giving honor, glory, and praise to Jesus. I was finding online churches to send money to, for real, seriously, honestly. So I wasn't really looking for no excuse. I was, you know, and I was trying to car in my blind sight, make sure they're not trying to get over. I need to get over. I don't know why cars do that. They stay where you can't see them, and the next thing you know, they right in the lane that you trying to get in. But anyway, so yeah, I literally was looking for, and I did. I gave to the churches that God led me to give to. Sure did. So, y'all, it's always a way, you know. But like I said, as much as there is a way, we always got an excuse too. But people, you know, we want to, things that what they say, well, if you don't want to do something, you're gonna come up with an excuse so you don't have to. And you're a word that's so good and say it so well, where even though it is a lie, you'll make yourself believe that that's okay to do. That it's okay for me to do this because how you said it. You know, you'll convince yourself that you're right when you're really wrong. You're so wrong. But yeah, I believe in that. God literally told me to start doing that. I see the benefits of it. You know, giving back to him and stuff. You know, that's why we don't have, you know, we don't have enough money, because we're not giving back to him. We're not supposed to give grudgingly. We're supposed to give joyfully. You know, don't give because God want me to give. I really ain't got no money. No. He wants you to give. Thank you, Lord. This is your money. It's all his anyway. You know? It don't belong to none. That money don't belong to us. It's his. He's allowed us to have that. So when you give in the way that it's given to you, when you give back to the way that it's given to you initially, you're gonna give joyfully. That's why I say be joyful in your giving. You're gonna be very joyful, because you realize who gave it to you. And you ain't gonna mind giving it back. You're not gonna have an issue with that, a problem with that. That's just for somebody. God wanted me to share that with you, because you know, if you're not a part of a church, ask the Lord to help you. Who do He want you to bless? You know, because you know, sometimes people don't want to. Or what ministry, what online ministry can you help, or can you bless? And you say, well, I don't know if they gonna. And this was another thing people say. Well, I don't know if they gonna use the money right. That ain't for you to. You don't. It shouldn't matter. If you give something from the heart, it'll reach the heart. If they mismanage your money, God gonna take care of them. But you do what you're led to do. You can't worry about what they're gonna do with the money. You can't worry about that. It's not for you to. It's out of your hand, literally. Like, you give it to whoever you're giving it to. It's done deal. Just like what I shared a while back. A lot of people. I was talking to somebody a while back about. You know, when I get running to homeless people stuff, and they say, yeah, but a lot of times they take that money and they go to the liquor store, or they go buy beer or whatever. And I said, well, yeah, they probably do. I'm sure some of them do. But I'm not finna ride around and follow them and see what they do with the money. That's not joyful giving, you know. I'm not finna do that. Cause see, all that is, that's the trick of Satan. And so then after that, if you see them going to the liquor store, well, I say, that's my hard-earned money. I ain't helping nobody, you know. So see, now you got the attitude, you're not gonna help nobody else because of that. And that could have been just a one-time occurrence, but you're not gonna help nobody else because you saw them do that time. And probably didn't happen all the other times, but that time you saw it. But now you turned off from giving. So that's why we shouldn't even do that. Don't worry about what they do with the money. That ain't even in your jurisdiction to worry about that. Just say, okay, God told you to help them and keep it moving. Y'all, I'm at the Goodwill. It's so pretty today. It's 75 degrees, y'all, here. I'm gonna find a parking space by the. Let's see, I can find one a little closer. I'm gonna go in here and see. I try to keep my son encouraged, my youngest son encouraged. He said, Mom, it just seems like something always happening. I said, it's okay. And I have to admit, when he told me that, I was like, what? I said, you need me to come get you? He said, no, because he called the tow truck. He said, I got the money for the tow truck. He said, he's very responsible, y'all. But he said, just be on standby. He said, be on standby. So I'm gonna pay for the tire. I'm gonna help him get his tire. He already done priced the tire. I think it's gonna be like $88. So y'all, God got it. We'll be okay. We just we gotta have that mindset. Don't let nothing discourage you. You know, things gonna happen. It's part of life, and you know, we don't have stuff. But it seemed like here lately, to be honest, it seemed like with my car and his car, it seemed like it just be out of the nowhere. It'll be something that'll happen. But it's okay. God always allows us to get it fixed, or whatever. We had the money to get it fixed, so it's okay. I'm not complaining. But we gotta have that attitude for real, because we can't let stuff turn us around and get us all off course and mindset all, nerved up. Just say, thank you, Jesus, I got the money to get it fixed. And he told me, he said, Mom, my payday coming up next week. He said, but I got the money. Because I told him, I said, you need me to, he said, no. And so I told him, I said, I pay for the tire. So that's what I'm going to do. But, yeah, these Goodwill employees, they standing outside. They stay on their break. I'm going to go in here and just see what they got. I'm praying that the tow truck, he literally is right there by his job. So prayerfully, the tow, he like 7 minutes from his job, y'all. That's what happened at. So, and he worked at a car place. So they came out. I thought that was nice. They came out to look at his tire. They couldn't help him like put air in and he could drive there. So that's why he had to call the tow truck. But anyway, because it's just gone. The tire just pretty much done. So anyway, he said, Mama, the tow shouldn't be that much. I said, no, it shouldn't be if you that close to the job. So prayerfully it won't be, hopefully it won't be, but it won't even be $100, hopefully. But prayerfully. So we'll see. He just texted me and said he think he can handle it. So I hope that's what. So we'll be fine, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and Goodwill. I don't have too many other places to go today. I'm gonna go in here and see what they got, and then I'm gonna, once I leave here, I'm trying to think where else I really want to go. I don't really know where to go, really. I like enjoying my Saturdays. They go by so fast. Then I want to enjoy my daughter, spending the day with her. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see what they have. When I leave here, I don't really have nowhere else to go, y'all. Cause I would, since I've been doing that Instacart stuff, that saves me. I don't have to get the water delivered. I don't really have nowhere else to go. So I'll be back. Hello, I'm back. So I was able to find me, I don't know if y'all can see them back there. I found two, their lawn chairs, is what it say on the tag. But it's two of them, and they look they fairly new, so I didn't go in there for chairs. But since it's getting ready to get warm, possibly here, I just went ahead and they were only $7 a piece. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get them. They look nice. They kind of caught my eye too. But that's the only thing I got, y'all. And I got our puppy. I got him a. I always get him like a little stuffed animal, but I make sure ain't no beads or nothing in it. Like in the body of it. So I got him that, and I think it's a little doggy, and that's all I got. I didn't. For one thing, I probably would have stayed in there longer, but they didn't have any carts when I first went in there. So, now it's warm. So that kind of deterred me from my strolling through every single aisle. So I just kind of looked at some of the t-shirts. I like looking at the t-shirts in there too, and then like the sports gear, like for the buffs, because sometimes you can find. That's where I got these from. The ones I have that I wear on these videos, I got them at the Goodwill, thrift stores. So, well, two of them I didn't. Two of them I bought from out of Boulder, out of one of their shops. This one, me and my daughter went to Boulder last year. But the other ones, like this one, I got two. Let's see. I think I got two jerseys. And then I got the two t-shirts, so to speak. I got those from Boulder, but I think in all I got like 5 or 6 like buffs, sport shirts or whatever. So I'm gonna go in this other thrift store because now I actually want to see can I find another. I want to see can I find me another buffs. Cause sometimes people, y'all, they like this. This is a hoodie. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a hoodie. But sometimes you can find some gently used stuff, and I just wash it, and you know, I don't go a whole lot of places, but I just like when, you know, when I'm at home or right around the house. So I'm gonna go here to this other thrift store, which is literally down the street. My son said he's gonna let me know when he's at the tire place, find out how much it is. So I'm waiting on him. So I don't stand by for that, and then I think I'm gonna go home, y'all, because I may go to let's see, I may go to, well, I need to go to the Dollar Tree. I need to go there because I want to get puppy, he out of treats, and then I'm trying to think, is it some more, well, to get my usual, so dishwashing detergent, we got plenty of soap, toothpaste, got plenty of toilet paper. I usually get that in the grocery haul, and then that's probably all I get out of the Dollar Tree. But I always like to go, I can get that DoorDash too, but I don't really like to because it's, you know, it's more money when you got to pay to have it delivered. So I'll just go in person and get that, and that's it. So I'll probably could just stop at the Dollar Tree from here, and I'll head on home, because like I said, I like enjoying my these Saturdays. The time goes by so fast, because literally I'll look at the clock and I'm like, oh, it's 4 o'clock, and once it's 5 o'clock, it's like the day is just about over, pretty much. So I'm trying to get ready to go to church the next day, which I'm thankful to do that, but it just seemed like the day, you know, Saturdays just go by so fast. And this place is crowded today. Normally I could find a parking space. She just got one of those. I don't see nobody leaving. They must be having a really, they selling Girl Scout cookies. They must really be having a good sale, because it's crowded today. I mean, I don't see an empty space. Let's see. Check this out here. Oh my gosh. Oh, okay, car leaving out of here. Let's see. I think this truck finna get this space. Oh, there's one over here to my left, but people are always in your way when you're trying to do stuff. Okay, let's park right here. Weird parking space, but parked by vendors, smoked turkey legs. But hey, it's a parking space. So y'all, I'm be back. I'm gonna go in this store, see what they got. I will be back. Hello, my YouTube family and friends. I'm back sometime later. I keep trying to connect to y'all, and then my son, he's calling me to let me know everything was okay. They was able to get his the car. They towed the car. It was almost I think he said it was almost $400, but it is what it is. I told him, be thankful, son, you had the money to pay it. So anyway, and then he got the tire put on, so he good. His car, y'all, he said it had a big hole in it, a big hole on the inside of the back. I think it was the back tire, or maybe in the front. Maybe in the front, I can't remember. But I said, that's a blessing. God protected you again, protected us. So anyway, he all good. Everything good with that again, and we just always have to, you know, you just never know what's gonna happen. You just have to, God up, he prepares us though. But y'all, I was able to get some Girl Scout cookies. Let me tell you the story behind this. So so I ended up getting 2 trifles, or however you say it, and I got 1 dose of dope. And so the the people who were selling the cookies, they was outside the thrift store that I had come out of. And so I was like, ooh, you know, I said, I'm gonna get me some Girl Scout cookies when I come out. And so they $6 now. I think I remember a little while, or back in the day, they was $5. Well, now one time they used to be $2.50, but that's been a while ago. But then I remember they were $5. But anyway, they $6 now. So I got 3 boxes, so it was 18. So I ended up, the lady, it was an older lady, so I you know, I told her I wanted to buy the cookies or whatever. So y'all, I had the hardest time trying to get, because I just assume everybody take Apple Pay, because that's what I have, you know, that's how I pay all of my stuff I do. And so she said, what did you say? I said Apple Pay. And she said, yeah. So I don't have that. So she said she had Venmo, she got Cash App, and she named another one out. And I said, no. And so I said, well, I can do Venmo, and And so, y'all, while I'm trying to download the Venmo app on my phone, it downloaded real fast. And y'all, it's just so super crowded. This area I'm in, it's a McDonald's right here in front of me, but it's just so much going on in this little area right here. They got a lot of stores and stuff. It's a basket. I guess because it's warm, everybody just out eating. But anyway, trying to get out of here. So anyway, you have to watch these people, because they coming out of this McDonald's and they not even looking. They just whipping the car out of there. There's a sharp turn there. So anyway, what was I saying about? So the cookies, yeah. So she said, no, I don't. So I said, okay. So while I'm trying to download the Venmo app on my phone, because I told her, I said, okay, I got Venmo. So I said, okay, download it real super fast. And then then it downloaded. So then I had to get the money, the money from my bank card on the app. You got to download everything. So I'm like, okay, come on. So while I'm doing all that, they got customers and people walking up and stuff. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And then one man was telling me, I was like, okay, should I even be buying these cookies? But I was like, well, I want to help the children out and stuff, the little kids out. Look like them was her grandkids. And so anyway, so finally I got my bank card, on the app. I got that accomplished. And then it was giving me a little pushback on, transferring the money from my bank account to the Venmo app. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then it said 3 to 5 days. I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, okay. So I told her, I said, I'll be back. Cause then I said, well, maybe I can go to find a ATM. But then I said, oh, I forgot I don't have an actual card, because I got Apple Pay. So y'all, it took me about 20 minutes or so to try to remedy that. And finally I came back to the car. I downloaded the Cash App, and then I went back, because I thought I heard her say she took Cash App. And she said, when I went back down there, she said, no, I don't take Cash App. I don't have Cash App. I only have Venmo. I said, oh, I'm sorry. I thought I heard you say Cash App. So then I said, well, so I ended up, then I was getting ready to walk. I said, well, that's okay. And I tried. And she said, wait a minute. What, did you say Cash App? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, oh, yeah, I have Cash App. And so it worked. I sent the money from my card to Cash App to the app or whatever, and it worked for me. And I sent her the money. So she was just very nonchalant about, receiving the money, because, I like to be honest and stuff. And so I told her, I said, let's wait, because the thing was sort of spinning, which I knew I had the money, and so, but I was concerned about her receiving it. And so I said, let me wait until I know you got the money. So she checked her phone maybe 2 or 3 times, and nothing was there. And she said, it's okay. Here, take the cookies. And I'm like, you ain't gonna double check and make sure you got your money? So like, okay. And so finally, when I got back to the car, I looked again, and it's in it. So for whatever reason, it wasn't showing on her end right away. And she said it. She said sometimes it don't show right away, but I could tell she didn't know me, but she trusted me. I could tell that, because she said, no, don't, you don't have to stay here and wait. Because I just, I'm just real whatever about that job, because I don't like it, I was paying attention to that. That's why when I got back in the car, I checked the phone again, because I was like, yeah, well, it sent it to her, so I don't know why it's not. They took it out of my account, so it went to her. It said it went to her. It had her name and everything. So yeah, that was a little dilemma trying to get some cookies. But I was just trying to be nice and help out. But I'm like, good grief, why is it so hard to do this? But like I said, normally people take, they accept Apple Pay. And she said, no, I don't have that on my phone. And I'm like, And so I said, well, and most of the time I was telling my son, usually I have like, $10, $20 of cash on me, usually. Sometimes I have 25. But today I didn't have it. So if I had had that cash, I would have been good to go. But yeah, today I didn't have it. So anyway, end of the story. I got the cookies, so that's what I was trying to get. So I'm gonna stop at the Dollar Tree, and then I'm gonna head home. My son, he okay, and the car is okay. He's still at work, so I'm gonna get off to around 8 or so. So he all good now. He got his car. But yeah, that literally happened right when he was headed to work. Today, Saturday is his late day. He go in late. So yeah, we just, like I said, it's so much stuff that go on, y'all. We just have to just have your mind ready to whatever happen, if it happened, and allow Jesus to help you get through it. Because like I told him multiple times on the phone call, I said, son, it's a blessing you had the money to pay for it. That you even had the money to get that fixed. Because see, that could have been totally different. And he could not have had it, or which I usually, if he don't have it, I'll have it. So it would have got taken care of. But I'm just saying, I was letting him know, don't complain about when stuff happens, because God is, a lot of times we looking at things in a negative manner, but God is saying, I saved you, I protected you. So, because he said, excuse me, y'all, he said that it was a big hole in that tire, on the inside of the tire. That's what he said. So, well, anyway, I'm just thankful. I told him, I said, don't worry about no money. Don't worry about no money. It's a blessing that you have access to money. So I got the tire for him. And so it's all good, y'all. It's all good. It's all taken care of. So praise be to God. To God be the glory. We can't let when stuff like that happen to us, we can't let that get us upset. And back in the day, that would have happened. I would have been so upset rest of this day. Mad and stuff. But why? Just keep on moving, keep on pushing. Things happen. And a lot of times they happen for purpose. The reason there's a purpose in it. So yeah, I'm gonna head to the Dollar Tree. Get our puppy some treats. I just need to get a few things out of there. I'm getting hungry. I need some fish. I gotta taste some fish, but the last times I have been getting Culver's, y'all, it has not been good. It has not been. because I've been door dashing. So today, before I go home, I'm gonna stop at the restaurant and get me a fish plate. But I don't know what's going on with them, but with DoorDash, it's not as tasty. It's a few times it'll be real good, but I haven't had it in a while. It's been a while. So I'm gonna get that today. And I gotta do an Instacart order. And that's it really. I gotta do the Instacart order, and I need to order. I don't need to, because we got plenty of water. But I always order more water when I get paid. So I'm gonna get some more water, and that's it. I'm gonna get home and get comfortable and do my Instacart order. So I always strategically order, stuff what I'm gonna cook or whatever. And my daughter here, well, she only here for a few weeks, but we're not really out of anything. A few things that I do buy, they eat it, but they sort of picky eaters sometimes. But I do my usual. I always get hamburger meat, and they can, eat hamburgers out of that. I always try to get the 3 pound, but it just depends on what I'm gonna fix, what I'm gonna cook or fix or whatever, what we're gonna have. But my son said he wanted sloppy joes tonight, so I'll fix that tonight. I'm gonna get some chips. And then right here, I guess. And yeah, that's it really. I don't have, like I said, this is the last stop. I don't have anywhere else to go. But I will be back. Okay, y'all, I'm back. Y'all, today has been an eventful day. I just come out of y'all, I got me some tea because I was about to say I was like, have I eaten anything today? And I have. I had some oatmeal with my tea this morning. Oatmeal. And I had 2 pieces of toast, and it was so good. It was super good. I'm learning to not eat a big bowl of oatmeal, a full bowl. I just put just a little, the oats in there. It gives me the energy that I need, and then I'll take my 2 iron, because I have to have something on my stomach, take my iron pills. So, yeah. I'm gonna make a video about energy drinks, because everything we need, it comes from Jesus, everything. But I was for a minute, that's what I was doing, drinking energy drinks, because I noticed they were in the Dollar Tree, and literally every time I was going in there buying, what I would buy, I was buying the energy drink. I only would buy the prime ones. And I was like, they were helping me. It seemed like they were working real good initially. But then I noticed, I started, when it's time to go to bed, of course, if anything, because they got caffeine in them, let me go back. So I started just drinking 1, because I would literally go in there and buy 5. I would buy 5 of them. So I said, okay, this is going to take me from Monday through Friday, because, them days I work. And so, y'all, it got out of hand. Oh, yeah, it got out of hand, because, then I found myself buying, I would buy, instead of 5, I was buying like 8, because I was trying to double up, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get, because I was noticing, no, I take that back, I'm sorry. So I will buy 5, because there was 5 days in, my work days. But on I'm just giving an example. Some of the days, it's supposed to just be 1 a day. Some of the days I would drink 2. And so, come Friday, I wouldn't have 1. Or I DoorDash, maybe 2 more or 3 more or whatever. But I'm like, okay, Lord, help me with this, because this is, no, I don't want to be where I'm dependent upon. But it was because my iron was low, and also, you know, I was looking for energy. I needed some energy, so I was like, okay, if I drink one of those, in which they were helping me, and they didn't make me feel jittery or anything like that. But it was what was it? It was one night, and I'm gonna do a whole video on that. But it was one night. I felt very not so good in my body, and the Lord said, quit drinking those things, quit drinking them. I felt, and then I googled, and it said that those things can cause you know, damage. I think it said damage to your heart or something. I can't remember. But like I said, I will only drink them. I wouldn't drink them on Saturday and Sunday. If I did, I think one Saturday I drank one because I needed a boost. But y'all, we don't need none of that stuff. And then it was a man that worked in the Dollar Tree. I remember I was buying one of the times I was buying the drinks, energy drinks, and he told me, he said, he's basically telling me no, he wasn't telling me not to drink them. He was telling me, he said, I don't drink those. He said he didn't drink the prime ones because of whatever. He said, he showed me the one he drank, and so, because he was drinking one. And he said, be careful with those. And so, like I said, I sort of Googled it, but I still didn't find what I really, really wanted to find out about them. But, you know, God told me no. So I ain't drank none. I haven't drank one of those, you know, in a long time, y'all. It's been a long time. Praise be to God. So, yeah, we don't, you know, and that's the same thing with how I was, you know, stopping at Dunkin' Donuts, getting a chai tea, which I love chai. And, you know, every now and then, something like that, it's okay. But, you know, we got to be mindful. It's called self-control is what it's called. And, you know, we shouldn't be just doing stuff just to do it. We got to be mindful of what we're doing, because it can, if anything that's in excess, it can be, it's not good for us. It's very bad for us. So, because it becomes an addiction, and it becomes, you know, you're relying upon that. And so you don't want to be in that situation. So, you know, when that night when I felt sort of weird in my body, I'm like, okay, I ain't drinking those no more. And then here come the enemy, because I was cleaning out the back closet, you know, in the house where we live now, and it was an energy drink that hadn't even been opened. It was just like, it was just in the, it was in a bag or something, and it was, you know, hadn't been opened. It was new. And I should have thrown it away, but I put it back in that bag in there. And I'm gonna, as I think about it when I get home, I'm gonna throw it away. But anyway, I'm like, what is this doing in here? But that's when I was buying them. So I think what happened when I was changing out the from the summer to the winter clothes, I think I must have, that was in one of those bags or whatever. I think that's what happened. But anyway, because I was looking for. That day I was looking for a cord for my and I was looking for another mouse. I needed a mouse, and I was like, what? I'm not looking for no energy drink. And I put it right back in that bag and came out of that closet. But I should have thrown it away, because I'm sure it's been back there for a little bit. But yeah, I was drinking them things. But yeah, that man, he did tell me he drank them, but he said, I don't drink those cans. I don't drink that can. I drink another can. I'm like, well, one ain't better than the other. It's still energy. So, again, you know, we need to be, and since I've been taking the iron, I take 2 iron pills. I should have bought some, now that I think about it, I should have bought some more. I was just in Dollar Tree, because they're only $1.50 in there. But I take 2 of those. Really, it say take 1, but I take 2 just for some extra iron. And then I got liquid iron too. I got that too. So Geritol liquid iron, that helps me out a lot too. It actually gives me energy too. So y'all, it's stuff that we can do. We don't have to do this quick stuff. You know, I buy it, and since I don't eat food that's high in iron, you know, oatmeal I believe has iron in it, but I've been eating it for a couple of weeks now, and I can tell the difference, you know, in my body. I'm not sluggish like after I eat it. I can tell the difference. Because that was the time I wasn't, you know, I was like, ugh, I don't want nothing to eat for breakfast, but I'll eat the oatmeal. Like this morning I had toast with it, but normally I've been having I bought me a pack of cranberries. So I put the cranberries in the oatmeal, and then I'll put sometimes I put I got some what is it what is it, y'all? I'm trying to think the little that I put in there, the honey almond oat I can't even think of what the name of it is. But anyway, it's like you can put it in oatmeal, you can put them in yogurt. I forget what you call them, but anyway, I have that. It's honey and oats, or I can't even think of the name of it, y'all. But they're like God, this gonna bug me. I can't even think of what the name of it is. But I put it in my oatmeal, granola. Thank you, Jesus. It's granola. I put that in my oatmeal sometime, and then I eat it in my yogurt. And I got to get some more yogurt, because the yogurt, I literally ate all the yogurt I got from the last Instacart last weekend. It's just about gone. Yeah, that yogurt be good. I put that granola in there, in the yogurt, and my daughter said, "Mom, you treat that like it's a dessert." And I said, "Yeah, that's how I eat it." That'll keep, you know, and it satisfies me, so it keeps me from eating ice cream and all this other unhealthy stuff. So yeah, I eat that. I've been eating that every night before I go to bed. You know, it's good. My little snack before I go to bed. Well, either I, you know, alternate. Some nights I'll eat strawberries. I put strawberries, or just strawberries and granola or something like that. But for the most part, it's yogurt and with the granola in it. So that's pretty good. So, y'all, this stuff that we can do to help ourselves. We don't have to do this quick fix stuff. You know, we really don't, because it's not. But like I said, with those energy drinks, I was getting out of hand. I was sort of getting out of hand with that, because I wasn't feeling that, like, it would literally take me through the work day, and I feel fine. I didn't crash. I didn't feel bad or nothing. But that particular night, I felt my body felt a little weird, and the Lord said, quit drinking those. And I haven't, like I said, I haven't drank number one since. It's been a while. It's been a while. Because I think it was one Sunday. I think it was one Sunday. I was sipping out of one, but I was like, ooh, I'm sleeping. I was like, okay, this is gonna get me up, and it gives you a boost. Like it's like a real quick pick you up. You can feel it, but like I said, it's and they're not super sweet or nothing like that. But like I said, they're not. Those things are not. I think that, you know, they're okay every once in a while, but you know, I'm sitting up here buying those so I can have one every day. No, but I was just trying to get, you know, have some energy. And like I said, all I had to do was you know, I need some iron. You know, that's all I needed. That's what I was lacking. So when you know better, you're supposed to do better, y'all. That's a word. When you know better, we're supposed to do better. There was something on G.I. Joe, they used to say, the cartoon said, knowing is half the battle. And it is. You got, you know, when you know what to do, that's good. It's good. And sometimes it takes a minute to know or to learn, but once you learn, then you're good. You're good. So I think I'm gonna get me a fish plate, y'all. I think I'm gonna get. I'm being a little greedy today. I think I'm gonna get 3 pieces today. I normally get 2. I'm gonna get 3 pieces, and then 3 pieces down there. And then when I get home, I will see what they want to eat. just do a separate vlog just eating that, because then when I get home, this is just a whole, I gotta get this stuff out the car, and then they're gonna help me, but it's just a whole event there. I got these two little chairs, but they 2 lawn chairs. I'm gonna put them out on the patio. We got 2 patios, so I'm gonna put these on the main patio, because I have a chair. I have a patio out of my bedroom. So I got something to sit on it. I just gotta go out there. That door is sort of hard to maneuver, so I always try to, hopefully it's gonna get warm, so I'm gonna be sitting out there making videos. I bought a nice little reclining chair to sit in out there. I bought it for last summer, and I didn't use it. And then I got a little mat out there, plant. So I'm gonna be sitting out there one seat in summer. Actually, since it don't get dark early to late, I can sit out there and just, because I noticed a lot of people, they got their decks really nice. It's almost like another room in the house. They got it just really nice, So that's what I need to, thank you, Lord. I'm gonna work on doing that, getting those decks nice. Because as it warms up, we can just sit out there. You don't have to always sit in the house. So yeah, I'm thankful, y'all. Like I said, I have nothing to complain about. I'm just so super thankful. I really am. I feel like I'm living my best life. I'm away from people who just never had my best interests in mind. And now, which I've always been in my Almighty Father's hands. But I feel like now I'm living as though I'm in His hands. Before I wasn't. I'm really thankful. I really am grateful. All of that, because we have been through a lot. We really have, and I know everybody have been through stuff, going through stuff. But I'm talking about us. We done been through some stuff. Most of it, if not pretty much all of it, is from bad decisions we made. But even still, God helped us through. He helped us through those situations and stuff, and it's just, it's been a journey. It's been a journey. And that's the reason I come on this channel, y'all. And I'm always talking about the Lord, and I'm just so adamant about that, because it's people that are wasting money. There's people that are just living any kind of way, and they don't even care. They're not thinking about what's going to happen an hour from now. They don't care. They just having fun. Somebody right now just sitting up drinking just because they can. Just doing something that they know they ain't supposed to be doing. Mistreating somebody or whatever. And it's just, I often just think about stuff like that. My pet peeve now is people wasting money. That bothers me so bad. Because, it's people that don't have money. They ain't had access to money for a while. And you got people who got money. I'm talking about, the quote unquote famous people, whatever, however you want to say it. They're regular people to me. But they waste the money. They spending money on just nothingness. Stuff that's gonna perish away. And could be using that money to help families, to bless a family, to whatever, I don't know, just whatever, but we just so I'm looking at this sign here. We just so into ourselves, people are so into themselves, and they're not not thinking about they fellow man or fellow woman, fellow brother, fellow sister. They just doing whatever they want to do, you know. And everything that you have on this side, you're not taking it with you. I promise you, you're not. You know, people can place it in a casket with you, but what you gonna do with it? You gonna pass on over wherever your eternal home is gonna be. But it's just like I said, it's sad that people are so invested in things of this world, and they so invested in it. They're so invested that that's what they're recognized by. That's what they're what is it? Just their identity. And I shared a video a little while back about that. There's a family we watch on one of the vlog channels, and you know, they up here worried about what some AirPods said, and you know, all in disarray about that. And somebody ain't even got a phone. They ain't even got somebody don't even have a cell phone. You know, which we all have been there. You know, worry about stuff like that. That's not what my point is. My point is that we are so focused on ourselves. That's my whole point. We're so focused on what we're doing. And that's why we walk past people in stores and we can't even take the time to say hello. You know, it's all about me, my, me, I. You know, what I'm doing, what I got to do, what I'm in this store for. I'm in here to get what I want, what I need, what my family needs. And they ain't paying attention to nothing else. Don't even know somebody were to give, you know, some of us. Well, I pass the test because I pay attention to who's around me. But if somebody were to say, well, who was in front of you in the line? What did they look like? You know, here go 3 people. Which one of these people were in front of you today at the store or whatever? Some of us we wouldn't even. I don't know. You know, some of us, you know, we'll say, I wasn't even paying attention because we were not. You know, we were so focused on not being distracted, not being inconvenienced. That's what I'm trying to say. But I just continue to pray for this world because God knows what kind of heart I have, and I had a heart for people, all people. I love everybody. Nobody I don't love, and like I said, I just think back on when we were in need, me and my children, and even my job, you know, they couldn't do anything because they like, well, we supplying you, we providing you with a job. We providing you with a job, so I mean, what? But I wasn't looking for them to, but I sort of, well, I take that back, I sort of was, because I was like, okay, maybe somebody there know, maybe they know somebody they can link me to help me get a place to live or whatever. Y'all, that's what I'm trying to say. Ask God, ask the Savior to help you. All of us. We just gotta lean on Him. Because you know, people, He'll use people to help you. Yes, He will. He will, definitely. But rely on Jesus, because He'll never let you down. He'll never let you down. And you don't have to worry about, you know, he ain't gonna just, or let me think about it, or I may help you, I may change my mind. No, he gonna help you. He gonna help you. So that's why I don't worry about people, you know, to see the same people you ignore on your way up, you may see them on your way back down. So we got to be careful how we treat people, for real. You know, people telling you stuff going on with them, pray for them. Quit ignoring it and saying, oh, that's their problem. It ain't your problem, but it's your responsibility to pray for them if you can't help them. That's all I'm saying. Y'all, I'll be back.